Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of my podcast. So make sure, if you're watching this, make sure you're nice and comfortable and ready for, just me talking. And I kind of want to start out by saying how my week was, as I'm making this is currently Sunday. I think by the time I edit this, it's still Sunday, or maybe I got too lazy and edited the rest and uploaded it on another day. Yeah, no, but I want to start out by saying how my week was. I would say it was a little boring, but not like a bad boring, because I didn't really do much as I wanted to. So, like, as some of you might know, the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie came out. I didn't really have anyone to go with, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it by myself or I'll ask someone a day or two, but it's whatever. But at the same time, my day was also pretty calm, no complaint, because some people, right, have a little bit of a struggle, whether if it's with like stress, anxiety, or that like little thing that kind of puts us all into, oh, what happens if this happens, or if that happens, what happens if, it's always if, right? Which is normal in some level, but for me today especially, right, it was kind of nice, nothing like that made me think about all my the stressful things that are going on with me right now. Nice little break from it all. Like, for example, not that long ago, a man in the city I live in died after getting impaled, doing like, I guess, trimming a tree somewhere and accidentally fell down and got, impaled by like the fence, and was a pretty gruesome thing. I wasn't there personally, but apparently my mom had driven past where it was. She didn't see the body. I don't think she did, but she told me she just saw like, police cars and ambulance, all that stuff. If you happen to hear a loud ass car honk, trust me, that not me. I don't exactly know how to fix that where it captures the audio from the background, just because I only wanted to record me, but I'll figure it out, The microphone that I'm using, I actually kind of like, I bought it like not a week ago, not that long, and when it came a couple days ago, I was checking it out. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool, like even though you can't see it, there's like a little button on the back that also switches. So, for example, right now my voice sounds normal-ish, but if I do this, now it's got a little echo, echo, echo. We like to have a little bit of fun at this podcast, and that same little button, so it switches, right, to make it normal in the echo, but at the same time, there's also like a button that makes the microphone change the LED lights. So if you'll hear the little clicks, so I'm currently changing it to colors. Sorry for that loud noise. Just give it a sec. There we go. I like that setting better. Other than that, though, it has regular things. So to the how I want to control the volume, the sound, like what a microphone would have. Now, a little trigger warning for the past future. I may or may not start yelling at this little mic right here. Depends if I'm having a little bit too much fun. Not in this first episode. I understand some of you might have some sensitive ears, and that's okay for now. Other than that, though, my day was actually, now that I remember, one interesting thing happened today. So today, right, me and my mom were going somewhere that had us go through the freeway, right? And then in the freeway, we see something a bit from the far. It's kind of small but noticeable. And as we got closer, we realized, oh, it's roadkill, right? Because it was kind of orange-ish, and a little bit of red, right? And we made the assumption that, oh, it's a fucking dead animal. We saw it and we were kind of grossed out about it. I remember my mom saying, like, oh, poor little thing. I said, hey, his fault for crossing the freeway. If I was an animal, I would know not to cross. Really wish I had something else to say much. But other than that, though, yeah, no, saw a roadkill in the freeway. Had a just calming day. Tomorrow I have school, right, which is okay-ish. Still gotta do all that stuff, whatever. But I don't really see myself, doing college forever. Not a big fan of college. Mostly because I still don't exactly know what I want to do with my life, and that's why they say, like, I'm currently in community college, but even in community college, it's like, it's kind of like giving you the one more chance to see what you want to do in life, right? And even right now, I still haven't decided. I'm currently I'm doing okay in one class. I got dropped out of a class I didn't really do super good in. Kind of my fault, like days I didn't go in and never did much work. I tried, but whatever. But one thing that I do hope see myself eventually, maybe this month or the year that comes, which is next month of January, is getting, my driver's license. For a while now, I've actually been having the urge to drive because my dad was the one who taught me, teaching me, right, how to drive. And it's gotten to the point where I actually want to drive and I'm comfortable with it. But my mom right now was like, no, you'll drive until you get your ID and stuff. And I'm saying, well, if that's all it takes, then I guess I'll do it, because there's places that I want to go to, and at the same time, during my, like, I guess, few weeks of being in school, right, a couple of my friends who have their driver's license and have cars already have given me rides, and I told them, like, hey man, listen, when I get my driver's license, when I get my first car, I'm gonna, pay you back and giving you a ride. It's the least I can do for them. It's like we both win at the end. Until then, I don't have my license, and even if I did have my license, I don't have the money for a car. So, but like I said, eventually I see myself, getting the ID at least. And upcoming to a year, hopefully months, I'll save up and get a car. And I've been thinking, like, if I was to get a new car, I want a truck, a Ford one, specifically because my dad owns a Ford, and as a kid I always thought they were, like, really cool. Other than that, though, I think that's really as much as I can say. I know it's been like 8 minutes of recording, but I don't really have much to say for this first episode. But if you're enjoying what you're hearing, like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end it here. It's getting a little late, and I kind of want to sleep right now. But I'll upload when I can, around my free time. And I'll see you all again. Until now, this is the end, and have a very good night.